course, earlier on today, Newcastle beat Fulham 3-0 at St James's Park. But
It's not a red card, man.
Not a red card.
Don't start.
I think it was a red card. Watching that back, he's gone in with like a high leg, pulled out.
You didn't think Basuma's was a red card, did you?
But when you watch things slowed down, it's the slowing down. It's the slow down.
Basuma,
Mate, I tell you what we can agree on.
Yeah.
22 minutes into a game, it's a bit rash. It's a bit clumsy. It's clumsy
Yes.
more than anything. I don't think it was. There was any.
No.
It wasn't malicious. There was no malice in there.
I said in there, didn't I? I think it's an orange.
Orange card. Now we've been talking about sin
Yellow
bins.
plus what equals red?
Yeah.
I'm thinking orange.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Calm down.
Yes.
Come back on in 10 minutes
Because
time.
what doesn't help him, like you says earlier, is that he's jumped in the air like he was going to try some kick to the ball wasn't even at that level, was it? The ball,
No.
so it was a strange sort of challenge from him, and he's sort of been punished because he's tried to pull out, thinking, "What am I doing?" Last second, and then his bum has sort of hit the player in the face. I think it's harsh, mate. I really do think it's a harsh red
So
card.
high though. It was so high. Looked like
so
a high
high,
tackle in rugby.
Yeah, it's so high, but can you hurt someone with your bum? Can you?
Of course you can. Depends on your back off.
How hard it is.
How much squats you've been doing.
I think it's a harsh red card, but he can't really argue because it's a silly challenge. His manager will be saying to him, "Calm down. Like, what were you thinking? Like, he should just let the player bring the ball down and then you press."
Yeah,
you know now in a game in 2023, you can't make them challenges.
But you know the way he kind of pulls out because he lifts his leg quite high, which he's probably thought, I'm going to get a red card for a high leg. Do you think in the back of his mind the whole VAR situation's coming up? Because every time a player puts their ball up and the studs are up now and they go to a challenge, it ends up being a red card.
100%.
So he's probably pulled out thinking, uh-oh.
Yep, can't do this.
So that being in no man's land has cost him dearly anyway.
Yeah. But I just think it's very harsh. I think if you ask Fulham fans, they will say, "Oh, I can't believe that's a red." Other fans, maybe neutrals, might be like, "I can see why."
Paul joins us on the game day phone in. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Paul.
Hello, lad, Jerry.
Yeah,
Right,
you must be happy back to winning ways. Feeling good for a Newcastle fan tonight.
Massive, absolutely delighted with that huge performance from the boys.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a red, Paul?
Massive red card, mate.
Yeah.
I think you're completely wrong with your decision. If you watch it closely, it's not just comes up with his butt. He's completely off the ground.
Yeah.
And he catches him in the face as well. There's not I don't think there's another football fan alive that'll say that that's not a red card. If they look at it closely and watch it a few times.
Paul, I
it's
think
a red all day.
Gabs is saying he caught him with his bum in the face, like no other part of his body.
Either way, he's that far off the ground. He's not in control of his body. A few years ago, that's a yellow card. But in today's rules and the way the game is
Paul,
now,
I'm going to have to stop you there. There's been a goal at Turf Moor. Let's head over to Matt Jones.
What a start for the visitors. It's Burnley 0, Everton 2, and it's Michael Keane who's got it restored to the starting lineup today because Branthwaite's out suspended, and he scored against his former club. The initial shot is well saved by Trafford, but he pushes it straight out into the feet of the defender, and he simply slots it into the bottom corner of an empty net. Burnley have it all to do. It's Burnley 0, Everton 2.
Thank you, Matt. Sorry about that, Paul. Let's go back to what you're saying about the red card.
Yeah, it's in today's rules, it's a red card. A few years ago when the rules were a little bit better, you get away with a yellow for that. But you've got to go with the rules as they are now. And for me, and I think for everybody else, that's a red card.
I get that, Paul. Like, I agree with you on that. But I'm just watching it live on the TV. I'm just like, 22 minutes in, it's a silly challenge getting off the floor, but
orange.
He's not, an orange card, Paul. That was one of your players. Would you be a bit like,
At 22 minutes, you shouldn't be making them rash decisions.
Absolutely.
I agree.
He's not going anywhere.
It's silly
going
challenge, yeah.
Stand him up and push him wide. You know what I mean? He's not going anywhere. It doesn't give him anything. All it does is puts his team at risk.
But you're right, though. It shows that, like, where the game is now, that is a red card. But 3-4 years ago, it would be like, oh, you mistimed it, you get a card, watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
Really, really important for Newcastle to keep up the pace as well, Paul. You know,
going into the Chelsea game, that's a huge result. I know they've had a result today, but 2-0 against Sheffield United with that team, I don't even think that's a great result for Chelsea. It's 3 points, understand that, but they should be hammering teams like that with £1 billion spend. Chelsea's definitely in a position where they shouldn't be. They need to be up the higher of the table.